Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
She rolls her eyes. He
that was a nice one. Okay.
states it was just a joke.
Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Bitch slap.
Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Get my name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name
Oh my gosh.
mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
So they actually turned off his mic, so the people there couldn't hear him yelling. But it is just crazy. It is just crazy, right? And so the thing is Will Smith is such a great actor. How do we know if this is real? So let's look at what happened. He made a joke about his wife who has short hair. She had to shave it off because she has a disease called alopecia, which causes hair loss. She stated that it was terrifying. And it was one of those times in my life where I was literally shaking in fear. That's why I cut my hair and why I continue to cut it. So obviously Chris Rock poking fun at this could have been very sensitive to her, and he may not have realized that. I don't know why, but this moment reminds me of The Office. For those of you who watch The Office, when Michael is roasting everybody and just takes it a little bit too far. But yes, the movie G.I. Jane is about a woman who is joining the Navy SEALs, and she cuts off her hair to prove herself in the Navy. I believe that this could have been looked at as a compliment. You know, for us normal people who are not celebrities at the Oscars, front row seats, we compliment each other by saying, "You look like G.I. Jane." And somebody would say, "Oh my gosh, thank you, you know, she's beautiful." But I guess when everybody around you is actors and actresses, it's just a completely different playing field. They are living a different reality at times, but at the same time, they're human just like us. So let's look at this a little bit further.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't.
So Will Smith then wins the Best Actor award. Can you believe that? I mean, he does this crazy thing, so outlandish, and then he wins Best Actor, right? So here's his apology speech where he is crying and states, "Love makes you do crazy things."
This is a beautiful moment, and I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light on all of the people, Tim and Trevor and Zach and Sanaya and Demi and Ingenue and the entire cast and crew of King Richard and Venus and Serena, the entire Williams family.
He looks like he regrets it.
Life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things.
So in the video before he slaps him, you can see Will Smith is laughing and Jada Smith rolls her eyes. She's clearly pissed. And so it kind of seemed like Will Smith went because of Jada Smith, and because like she was upset about it. He never did apologize to Chris Rock. So I mean, in that moment, he didn't regret slapping him, but he did apologize to the Academy and the fellow nominees. Later on, we have the Academy saying that the Academy condemns the actions of Mr. Smith at last night's show. We have officially started a formal review around the incident and will explore further action and consequences in accordance with our bylaws, standards of conduct, and California law. This is from CNN. They learned that they strongly considered removing Smith from the Oscars telecast after the incident. So it kind of seems like Will Smith kind of got away with just slapping somebody. I've seen articles saying that Chris Rock is not going to press charges. At the end of the day, it was a slap. It was still violence. It was totally uncalled for. It wasn't like he punched him. I saw a funny joke that said, Will Smith would have never done this if it had been The Rock. I think he took it a little bit too personally and that it was not meant to be an insult. But did Chris Rock deserve this, or was Will Smith wrong? Let's assume that this was real, because a lot of times celebrities do things like this to get attention. Did we even know the Oscars was happening? I knew of it, but I did not care about it until Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. So was this a publicity stunt? It very well could have been. Celebrities are always doing the craziest things to get attention. Is this wrong? Okay, let's just assume that it's real for a second. Was Will Smith in the wrong for slapping Chris Rock? He was. You cannot slap people. That is violence and that is bad. I'm sure there's times where violence is justified, but this was definitely an overreaction and people would have forgotten about it should he had not slapped him. So, I wanted you guys to see the difference between celebrity reactions versus the people. Us, the people. We're going to be looking at people reacting to this in Spanish and in English because this is a worldwide thing right now, you know? Will Smith, I mean, there's so much going on in the world with a war, but this side of the world right now, the United States and many other people are looking at this for our entertainment. So let's see. I thought that this lady summed it up very well. She is an actress, Jane Seymour. We're going to skip through this video a little bit to her statement of what she thinks about everything.
COVID, all-star legendary lineup of co-hosts.
So again, her name is Jane Seymour. And I want you guys to hear what she has to say about it from an actress's point of view, a celebrity's point of view.
She was walking with Elton John's 2 children. Now, besides talking about...
Here it
Well,
is.
I think it was very unfortunate. You know, I think part of doing stand-up and humor is you try to poke fun at everybody, and a lot of people were poked fun at, but that was very unfortunate because obviously it's something that she really, you know, it was tough. And also, I think when they poke fun at you and you're one of the celebrities, it's a little different than if you're the wife of one. But I absolutely don't condone violence of any kind, so...
Historic night of winners.
Yes, historic night of winners. I wish it hadn't happened. I think, you know, it took away from something amazing and wonderful.
I was confused. I feel like everyone's confused right now, especially because we were watching.
He says he's confused. She had a very great take on it. I mean, she does mention how it's different when you're the celebrity, but she said compared to when you're the celebrity's wife. And she also mentioned how it does take away from the other things that the event was about. You know, the Oscars just ended up. You search the Oscars right now, Will Smith. Nicki Minaj stating, I love Chris Rock. I don't think he would have made that joke had he known what Jada recently shared. But between him and the whole team at the Oscars, you mean to tell me not one of y'all heard this woman just share this heartbreaking story? Come on, son. She wrote this on Twitter. A lot of other people are reacting, like Jamila Jamil, the girl from The Good Place. She says, a man big enough to absolutely floor him slapped him softly enough that Chris barely moved because he made fun of his wife's alopecia. I'm sorry. See, this is good awareness, actually, to get people to learn about this disease. Alopecia on a world stage. Don't say protect black women for 2 years, then only condemn Will here. Come on. Cardi B also taking a stand saying, posting on Twitter, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil tries to come for you. She is re-quoting this from Denzel Washington's comments to Smith during a break at the awards show. So, now that we got a little bit of an idea of what the celebrities are saying, Amy Schumer saying, I've been getting out of that Spider-Man costume. Did I miss anything? There's like a different vibe in here. Amy Schumer is always kind of funny. So, Now, in Spanish, people are saying, I think that Will Smith also got the Best Actor award as well. He acts so good that you can't tell fiction from real life. And it's true. We don't know. And that's the thing about celebrities is they display their life, but you only see what you see, whether they wanted you to see that or not. And so we just never actually know what's going on. Will Smith saying, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. This person says it reminds him of the Joker. You know, so we just have more of a different perspective than people who act in the movies versus people who watch the movies. In English, people are saying, if it wasn't for this incident, I wouldn't have even known the Oscars was going on. Exactly. Could the Oscars have planned this? I don't know. The funniest part was when Will Smith was laughing until Jada looked at him, right? Everyone would have forgotten that joke in 15 seconds, but Will just had to make everyone remember it forever. And it is for that reason that I think that it could have been on purpose. Will could have done this. So was it real or was it fake? And at the end of the day, it's not really about was it real or fake or did Chris deserve it or not. I think the real question here is, are celebrities misunderstood and just like us, or are they living a completely different reality and they use moments like this for the spectators to watch, for them to get more fame out of it and more money? And I think that it did look very real, and Will Smith is an amazing actor. I think it shows very great lines between celebrities and the public, and we will never know the full story. Basically, the conclusion of all of this is that what we put into our minds is going to impact where we are today. Whether it's real or whether it's fake, it doesn't matter. I thought that this scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because it was unscripted, it just reminded me of this moment when Will Smith goes off script and shares a very emotional moment. Another unscripted moment from Will Smith today. And it shows that even for celebrities that their job is to act, it becomes